Hello and welcome to Billy Ho Sports. We are coming at you with another weekend of stakes racing. This time we're going over to my cousin track, Keeneland, up in Lexington. We have Breeders' Cup Win and You're In races to paint a picture for, and the turf is going to be our canvas. So be on the lookout for more Breeders' Cup content. I'm really going to start cranking things up here in the next week or so as we grow ever so closer to that big weekend in Santa Anita. So also please subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so, smash that like, tell a friend, leave a comment. Let's get started. Okay, I didn't really mention in the intro, but this is going to be actually a pick five video. So basically why I did this was I wanted to cover the five stakes races, obviously. And what better way to do that than to run down the pick five, and then that way we get a little glimpse of all five or these, races 6 through 10. So naturally, we start with race 6. And that is going to be, I believe, the Woodford Grade 2. We're going 5.5 furlongs on the turf. Competitive turf sprint with 12 contenders. I think it's probably one of the better betting races as far as values go. So we're going to be on the lookout for that. And likely leg one, I'm going to want to spread a little bit too, especially with a not so much locked in race like this one. So I am going to start by just going down here to number 6, Olympic Runner. Some of these are okay. Like Let My People Go looks pretty decent. Victoria Oliver, I definitely respect as a trainer of turf, a trainer in general. Johnny V, obviously getting her done. Eyewitness, Wesley Ward. This one, actually, I will keep an eye on. I did not have it in my original, but I think any horse on the turf by Wesley Ward should be considered. The guy is just just such a great turf trainer. So Eyewitness, I will throw in the mix. Actually, now that I'm just seeing it, it's always good to go through past performances and look, because then you pick up stuff you don't normally see the first time around. So anyway, Olympic Runner was going to be the first horse that I was eyeballing, and that's Mark Cassie's Brian Hernandez combo. Grade 2 turf sprint at Kentucky Downs a couple of weeks ago, closing 4th. Not too awful bad. And then before that, an optional claiming 100K score. So, and I usually do look for Keeneland experience, but Olympic Runner does not have any races on this part of it, but it's a 7-year-old horse, so I didn't really go I didn't go that far back. But good looking horse, nice trainer, has a shot. I may actually, if the money doesn't work out right, I would consider swapping the 4 for the 6, but I think I'm going to keep the 6 in there for now. But the number 9 is the other one. That is the Wesley Ward horse that I originally thought. I didn't realize he had 2 entries in here. I must have just glossed over that one inadvertently. But this one ran a 96 in this optional claiming score, back-to-back wins, improving, coming off just a little bit of a nice rest here for Wesley. Coffee Maker, Luis Saez in the saddle. I think that might be the one that I like to win the race. Coffee Maker is a filly, but has great history up against the boys, as you can see, a couple of different wins and some claiming races and whatnot. Do believe this BC Juvenile 3rd place finish was pretty solid behind Twilight Gaming. Let's say November of 21. So that's been a while back. But Coffee Maker, definitely one of my favorites. And then the Beer Can Man, Philip D'Amato, Flavian Pratt, solid looking horse. Just got this grade 3 handicap 3rd place finish, pretty solid, stretching out. And logically, an extra half a furlong ought to help, because the last 2 races at 5, it was closing, and the previous race did win by a neck and running mid 90s. This might be the one of my favorites, actually. So 6, 8, 9, and 11. Okay, just wanted to make a note of the 4 horse there. in that race, just in case the money allots it. I don't like to, because you can just start tossing out horses left and right and have a $500 ticket, and then you're trying to cover all the horses, and I don't want to do that. I want to find a single. I want to find a couple of values and get it done that direction. So that is race 6. We go to race 7. And this one is 6 furlongs on the dirt, Thoroughbred Club of America, Grade 2. And so this is fillies and mares, 3 years old and upward. And the first one I will start with is this daughter of Gunrunner, Wicked Halo. I've seen in a few races, and the speed wasn't there in the last race, where it did kind of regress on the first outing off the break, because it was a big win in the Twin Bridges. And that was definitely a very, very good race. And then also got some 99s and 98s and 100s in the form cycle, all leading up to that. So that's all looking good. So Wicked Halo is aboard. Gunrunner progeny likes Keeneland. I like this jump from 87 to 102 right here in the Prioris Grade 2 back in last September, a year ago. And that was leading up to this race. So we got that one going on first. Blinkers on for number 5, Happy Soul, for Wesley Ward. Johnny V aboard. All that looks good for me. The 30% with the blinkers going back on. Greatest stakes record, third off layoff, everything really just solid all the way around for Wesley Ward. So Happy Soul's in there. And also, actually, I'm going to add in Static Fire with this solid 93 and the optional claiming score, first out off the layoff. That's the first outing of the season, been off since December of 22. So to win at first asking after all that time off, gotta expect an improvement for Brian Lynch's filly 4-year-old Static Fire. So let's see, Static Fire, and that is 1, 4, 5, and 6. Ugiri is the one fastest last speed in the win in the Open Mind. Solid effort at 6 furlongs at Churchill Downs. Anytime I see horses winning at Churchill, I don't know why I translate them to Keeneland, because they're not the same racetrack, but this early pressing style should be good. 2-1. It's probably likely going to be one of the top 2 choices on the board. So we're going to go that. And that was 1, 4, 5, and 6 for leg 2. So now we go on to the first lady. And this is going to be 1 mile on the turf for fillies and mares, 3-year-old and up. Might be one of my favorite races of the day. One, because I'm going to be able to narrow this down to 3 horses right off the bat. And we're going to go 3 deep, and we're going to go just right at the top with Gina Romantica, White Beam, and In Italian. Those are the 3 far above. I don't jumbly maybe, but I'm just going to hitch my wagon to all these, because In Italian is the early speed, which can fly. And then you got White Beam, the presser, and Gina Romantica, an early pressing style. So a little bit different ways about going about doing it. But both of these, like the 1 and 2 horse, will be up and then tracking In Italian on the lead. So either In Italian's going to revenge the loss to White Beam, or White Beam's going to catch her again, or one of these 3 is going to win. It's going to be fairly chalky. Can't dismiss Chad Brown. He's got 2 of the 3 here. All 3 of them. I'm sorry. All 3 of them. So we'll give this one to Chad Brown and move on with it to the Breeders' Futurity, the 9th race on the list, 1 1/16 on the dirt. I will get to the number 9 horse in a minute, but I'm going to start up here with a couple of horses, 1, 2, and 3 again. The Wine Steward, Timberlake, and Awesome Road. 2 Brad Coxes and a Michael Maker for this 1 1/16 race. They all got good speed. They've all been right up knocking on the door, looking to improve, either a second off, first at a route, 29%, all these good things. This is just jockeys and trainers right here. Louis Saez, Florent Giroux, Flavian Pratt, and those 3 just do it for me right off the very bat there. Then I had 5 and 9, West Saratoga, with some good speed coming out in July here. You can see it ran an 80 with a second place, got killed, and then got the 2 back-to-back wins, 86, 89. If it makes a jump, that's a grade 3 jump to graded stakes event, and didn't miss a beat. Running blistering fractions, 20 plus 23 on the pace. So 22, 44, 110, going a mile. That's really fast. So I think that this horse could get out on the front somewhere mid pack, with the pressing style, and then lead, you never know. So could be some good value right there. So I'm going to have the 5, and then I'm going to finish it off with the number 9, the Todd Pletcher locked favorite, 7-5, Jose Ortiz, 105 speed rating, won by 7 lengths, breaking the maiden at second asking. So this horse out of sire is Gun Runner. You got to have it. So 1, 2, 3, 5, and 9 for that race, which is race 9. Now we go to the Turf Mile, race 10 to round it out. This is the big one of the day. So you have to consider Master of the Seas. I like how he went out and won this Woodbine Mile at first asking on American soil, closed hard too, going a mile on the good turf. If you remember that, I think Woodbine had some rain. It was like one of those, it wasn't a tropical storm type rain, but it was part of like a system that won through there, swung 7 wide and powered away. You got to like that. And it was the chalk, and it chalked all day. And you can see Charlie Appleby on his turf. He's second off layoff. He's almost 40%. So Master of the Seas definitely in the mix. And then I go down to my first couple of choices here. Set piece, obviously monster win in the Arlington Million over at Colonial Downs at 1.25 miles. So we're the cut back in distance. I'm not sure where that'll affect this closer, but I think that it can get there. It still got up at 1.1 miles. So it can get up to 1.99 in this grade 3. Florent Geroux knows what he's doing. I feel pretty good about that. But this is the best horse in the race, in my opinion, is Up to the Mark. The 4-year-old Todd Pletcher, Jose Ortiz, ran a 110 in the grade 1 Manhattan, and just 96, 110. Well-deserved break. The first off the layoff might be vulnerable, actually. That's the only thing that I could possibly see is going July, August, September, 3 months. 90 plus days away. Pletcher's still 22%. So if he's got this horse ready, which I imagine he will, Up to the Mark's going to be in play. And English B, if there was going to be a horse that I think that could get out on the front end and maybe try to steal it, English B, sire is English Channel. Anytime you have an English Channel progeny, take a look at it on the turf. Really good closing second. Just wasn't quite able to hang on at 1.70 miles, but we are going a mile. Oh, no, wait a minute. Yep, mile on the turf. Okay, almost got mixed up there. My apologies. But yeah, we're cutting back to a mile here, so better chances. Grand Motion, Johnny V. Johnny V gets him out there. I think he can compete. So for leg 5, I actually was going to use my single Up to the Mark. But what I was thinking about doing was making some kind of bet with the 4 and the 5 on top, and then using Master of the Seas, English B, maybe a tone, something like that underneath to try to find some value. That would be like some kind of an exacta bet. So what we're going to do now, I'm just going to go over here and show you what it costs. $120 for this 50-cent ticket. Leg 1 is 6, 8, 9, 11. Then leg 2 is 1, 4, 5, 6. Leg 3, 1, 2, 3. Leg 4, 1, 2, 3, 5, 9. And then I had leg 5. I'm leaving it open. I don't know what your budget is, but you got the 4, you got the 1. It's going to double every time. So it can get expensive as you add horses. So roll the dice. Up to the Mark is up to the task, and single him in the last leg of the race. And if you want to call that my best bet of the day, I would imagine it would be. Okay, the one I was trying to find, my apologies, was race number 6. That was number 9, Coffee Maker. I think that filly can get it done. So I'll leave it there and leave it in your capable hands. Best of luck this weekend if you're playing. And go Cats. We're in Wildcat Country in Keeneland this weekend. So, Big Blue Nation, I say hello to you and best of luck. Thanks for watching.